Is this the face of Anne Boleyn? This stunning portrait, held at the Bibliotheque nationale de France, is clearly labelled as Anne Boleyn. Now, some people have suggested that the headdress which this sitter is wearing is of a continental fashion, and therefore cannot be Anne. However, we know that Anne spent part of her youth at Mechlin in the Low Countries and at the French court, where such attire was commonplace. Moreover, we know that this type of garment was also worn at the English court. It can be seen in this painting of Anne Stafford, held at the St. Louis Art Museum, and this portrait of Anne Stanhope, which is housed at Sion House. Therefore, the headdress seen in this painting isn't necessarily a reason to discount this being Anne. But is it her? The portrait features a coat of arms which bear no relation to any of those used by Anne. The inscription also appears to be a later one, though it is hard to be sure from this black and white photo. During my research into this fascinating painting, I noticed an uncanny similarity between the sitter in this portrait and this unknown woman captured by Joos Van Cleve, which is held in the Toledo Museum. The face of this woman maps directly onto the Toledo portrait, strongly suggesting they are the same sitter. Now, what is significant about the connection to the Toledo portrait is the fact that it is part of a pair, likely a wedding or betrothal set. This pair of paintings was created by Van Cleve in circa 1520 to 30. The unidentified woman can be seen holding up a ring, which strongly suggests that this is a betrothal or wedding portrait. As was traditional for paired portraits, and especially betrothal ones, the woman is on the man's left or our right to emphasise her subordinate status. Now, we don't know the identities of this man and woman, but the fact that this is a betrothal set of portraits from between 1520 and 1530 would rule Anne out as being the woman in both portraits. The fact that the male sitter is clearly not Henry VIII would also strongly problematise any connection to Anne. I think it's highly unlikely that this portrait is Anne Boleyn, and it is far more likely to be a copy of the Toledo portrait, which has had an inscription added at a later date. Let me know your thoughts.